Mary, this is Rebecca with your Assignment 1 Modernist Travel Poster Critique. So you chose France, and I love that you decided to use champagne and wine grapes to represent France. I think that was a great idea, and of course, using your passion to drive your art is also fantastic. Um, let's see, there's a lot of successful things going on here. The gesture of the tipping flutes is very nice, along with this really cool element that you added back here, like a spotlight or this just really neat graphic diagonal was a really great idea to help separate this bubbly area with the blue background and also to break up the composition, help balance it color-wise with the larger white areas at the bottom of the flutes and instead of just having this whole thing be a big blue block. So that was a really, really good idea there. These grape leaves are gorgeous. I love them. I love the weight that you use throughout the middle of the stems here, and just it was a really, really good start there with those grapes. So some areas that I think that can be improved on is that you used separate weights for the strokes, and it just throws it off a little bit. There's a disconnect between the grapes themselves and the leaves. They look like two completely separate drawings. Also, you've got this thick stroke out here, and then a thinner weight in here, and then this line through here. These I like because they look hand-drawn, and if that was carried through with the grapes as well, like there's some fluctuation in the weight of the line like that, if that was more organically expressed down here within the grapes, then I think that would really help have add some consistency and cohesiveness throughout the whole illustration. But because these are so clean, it's obvious that a shape tool was used, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with using the shape tool. It's just that it just doesn't appear intentional. So that's something that I want you to pay attention to in the future. Also, this font or this line of text down here, it needs a little bit of space below it. As you can see, it's overlapping at the bottom here, going into the border. It just needs to be bumped up a little bit to give it the space that it deserves to be read completely. I really like this bright red against this kind of periwinkle colored background because it creates vibrating lines, and it's a better solution than always adding a stroke to the outside of text. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I like that. So good job there. So yeah, just bump this up to give it some breathing room below it. I also noticed that this flute sticks out just a hair over your border. What I do appreciate is this line that you made here to separate this white area from the white border. That's a big deal to me, and I really appreciate it. Good thinking. Let's see. The Champagne, France. I don't know if we need the word champagne in there. I really don't think it's necessary. It just is. It feels a little scrunched up, anyways, and with the weight of this, we get some weirdness going on. How this H appears to be glowing, as opposed to how the A there has more black space within it. It's just kind of a strange line of text, and I don't think it's adding anything to the piece. These bubbles over here, I think that there was a missed opportunity. Bubbles don't really look like this. They're not always perfectly round by any means, but there's a lot more overlapping, and there's some more opportunity for some like transparency within the bubbles themselves, like the bubbles interacting with each other and bubbles in the actual champagne. So it looks less like juice and more like a bubbly beverage. So I think that this was such a wonderful idea, and to carry it forth with adding the more realistic bubbles, even bringing in an image, a Google image of bubbles and tracing them would just really help a lot. Make it less kind of gestural and a little more photorealistic. So Other than that, I think that this was a great subject. I think that these were great objects to use to represent your country. I think that this was a really good start. You have demonstrated some really strong use of the pen tool, and I like where you're going and where your brain is going with these concepts. So keep it up. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mary.